Once again, I'm relying on a masterful video produced by the Flight Channel to create my own rendition of crew behavior on Lion Air Flight 610, the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft that plunged into the ocean shortly after takeoff from Jakarta in October of 2018. Many of you will have followed the complex investigation of this accident, and you know most of the stupefying details of the flaws in the design and implementation of the Maneuver Control Augmentation System, the MCAS, which is unique to this model of the 737. I don't intend to delve into those details, primarily because I want to provide laser focus on the pilot behaviors that would have saved the aircraft and all the souls on board. And yes, I'm going to be very critical of the actions and inactions of the crew. However, I'm inclined to believe that those actions reflect directly on training inadequacies and to some extent the corporate culture of the airline. The problem in this particular aircraft began at least one day prior when a crew experienced a significant series of climbing and descending oscillations as they flew toward Jakarta. On arrival, the pilots annotated those abnormalities in the aircraft logbook for maintenance personnel to attend to overnight. Apparently, some adjustments were made to one angle of attack sensor, and the assumption was that the problem had been resolved. So the following morning, as part of their pre-flight preparation, the crew of 610 would have read those notations and made a mental note to be alert for a similar abnormality. As fate would have it, shortly after liftoff, they did get an oral warning of a configuration anomaly, and shortly thereafter, a significant disparity in airspeed indications on either side of the cockpit. 164 knots on the left, 173 on the right. Those numbers should have been identical. Now, freeze frame for a moment. That was all the information the captain needed to know that his aircraft was not airworthy. It required additional attention from maintenance personnel. Period. Full stop. With a runway readily available, it was not the job of the crew to troubleshoot the anomalies. Requesting a turn downwind and landing immediately was the answer. However, for reasons that we will never know, the captain chose to continue on, and the difficulties cascaded to the point that the nose was inexplicably pitching down without input from the crew. Here again, there was a simple, straightforward solution. Nose attitude and the corresponding climbs and descents are controlled by the horizontal stabilizer, the wing mounted on the tail of the aircraft. Ordinarily, change in stabilizer position is driven by an electric motor in the tail. There's always been a chance for uncommanded input from that motor, and for that reason, the original design of the 737, more than 50 years ago, included two simple toggle switches, the stab trim cutout switches, designed to disconnect all electrical inputs to the stab trim motor. If the crew of 610 had only deactivated the stab trim motor with those switches, they would have solved their dilemma by making manual adjustments in stabilizer position as they maneuvered to land. Alas, they lost the battle with the fully activated stab trim motor. The aircraft pitched down one final time and dove into the ocean.